Hey guys, welcome to Tales Facts. It's been a while since I've done one of these, hasn't it? Well now, it's back to work then. I went to see the new Snow White film from Disney and it's awesome. Hey, April Fools.
April Fools was 2 weeks ago, you fool.
It was pluck.
Anyway, this remake of a classic film is bad. So bad in fact, I would rather date Carol T. Wildcat than Cream.
What? But you'd never do that.
I know. The CEO over at Disney tried to revive Disney by creating a remake of the very first Disney film that started it all, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. That was nearly 100 years ago, and this is what we got? This costed millions of dollars with addition of CGI and live action. How Walt Disney while he was alive had the classic animators create the original with only drawings and original animation. Give me my money back. Anyway, what is movie about? Well, we start off with how the original movie started, with the main villain herself, the evil queen, consulting with the magic mirror. How do I know this? JNF watched the animated movie only 10 times in his youth. Anyway, the evil queen ends up getting jealous of her goody two-shoes lovely stepdaughter Snow White of being the fairest in the land, so she sent her own huntsman to kill Snow White by cutting out her heart. Really? We're stealing the MacGuffin idea from Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Man's Chest?
Nope, Dead Man's Chest stole it from the animated Snow White film, but with no live action of CGI stuff in it.
Oh, well alright then. So Huntsman tells Snow White run into the forest and not turn back. So later she befriends the woodland critters and animals, which takes her to a hovel to stay in. But the animals were not the ones who actually built it. Because would you expect a bunch of woodland creatures to just build a hovel with construction tools? Turns out that the hovel is actually the built and is the home of none other than the Seven Dwarfs. No, not Middle-earth dwarves. Although given that this was around the time of medieval Earth and that there is magic around, I can see why you might think that.
Well, thank goodness for that. Because that would have been a completely different movie.
The dwarves in this film are Doc, Sneezy, Grumpy, Happy, Sleepy, Bashful, and Doopy. The dwarves meet Snow White and they decided to help keep her safe from the evil queen. But the evil queen learns that Snow White is still alive after being lied to by the huntsman and was given a heart of a pig. So she uses a potion to disguise herself as an old hag and creates the poison apple. Really? Did the director watch the movie Enchanted? That movie had its own evil queen who copied the original's plan but failed. However, she learns that the person who takes a bite out of the poisoned apple and put into a sleeping death can be brought back to life by true love's first kiss. So not to involve the huntsman in her plans again, the evil queen goes out to kill Snow White herself. Her plan succeeds, but that is until the woodland critters informed the Seven Dwarfs about the evil queen found Snow White. While they were unable to save the princess, they were able to do what the animated movie did. The dwarves chase the queen to a cliffside where she thinks a boulder will help her, but then Mother Nature says a big nope to that by having lightning strike in between the evil queen and the boulder, and she falls to her death with the boulder right on top of her. Or at least it would have like how her death scene played out, but someone changed the ending a bit by having the evil queen be sent into the shadow realm after shattering the magic mirror. I hope she stays there for all eternity with the magic mirror's actual self, King Magnifico. So at the end of the film, the prince who was only seen at the very start of the film returns to kiss Snow White and awakens her, and they both headed off to the prince's castle, leaving evil queen not only for dead but also the unfairest of them all. And they all lived happily ever after. Oh, and this was around the same time that the live-action Stitch movie was happening. Not like I cared because I was so bored I didn't see it. And also, what's the point? Does Mickey Mouse really think Disney will recover after this? This film took 100 years to make. No one is going to wait around for another remake of Snow White again that will take another 100 years. JNF will probably retire from YouTube by then.
I'm not going to retire.
We'll see. But on the bright side, At least we have Tron Ares to enjoy, so I Tails salute it. Well, that's all from Tails Facts, so
Like and subscribe.